Up next, we have Jack Attack talking about Michael Jackson.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's going on, Jack?
Oh, Michael Jackson's got a new album coming out in about a week, and it follows 12 months of being the best-selling artist in the world. He was 35 million records after he died.
Wow.
And Sony has announced now that they extended his deal, going on to 2117, and Sony and the Michael Jackson estate going to push forward. They've got a DVD, which I'm going to talk about as well. It just came out, as well as a video game, all within the span of about 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow. And all of this has happened since he's died?
Absolutely. Well, actually, they just announced that the new album, Michael, was going to come out. They just announced that in November. So this is pretty quick that this is all coming together now. Which has also brought up a bit of a debate. Some people are saying that the tracks sound a little incomplete. And also a bit of controversy, his father Joe Jackson saying that it is disrespectful to release this album, given that Michael didn't actually give it his blessing. He never had the chance to.
So if all these people think that the tracks sound complete, his father thinks it's disrespectful, who had the authority to release it? Who had the power?
Well, I mean, Sony, his record label, and the Michael Jackson estate together pushed forward very hard for this, and they wanted this to come together pretty quickly.
Very interesting. And you said also, you were telling me about the DVD sale that's going to be going on of his supposed complete set of...
The complete Michael Jackson video anthology. Now
why are you putting quotes with that?
Well, because it is anything but. It is just not complete at all, and it's a little insulting when when someone's expected to spend between $30 and $40. Michael Jackson's career is effectively over. We can assume that. Mm-hmm. So that we should have a complete collection of all his videos. But it leaves out a ton of stuff. I mean, it leaves out the Moonwalker movie. It leaves out the full version of Ghosts. There's tons of other videos that they leave out. Stuff we did at Eddie Murphy. That's not on there either.
So do you think that they're doing that because now that they will be releasing another album and possibly some more music videos, they're hoping everyone buys his quote unquote complete set now, and then once all the next projects come out, they hope that everyone has to buy a complete set?
Well, there's a new album coming out. I'm sure there's going to be videos for the songs Breaking News and Hold My Hand. So then in 3 years we can have the real collection. And then they'll throw Moonwalker and the 45-minute versions of Ghosts.
Wow. So I haven't seen. Have we been able to get Uri Geller?
We are not going to be able to have Uri Geller on this time, but he is a friend of our shows, so we will have him on another time. He is boarding a flight to the Ukraine, but Peter Gleason is here, and he is also very close friends with Uri. Peter, today our discussion is about regarding Michael Jackson. Do you feel that the estate has responsibility to maintain the artistry of the artist, or is this another tactic to just sell tickets, do you think?
Well, first of all, I wanted to extend to our listeners the apology because Uri Geller really wanted to do this show today. He got stuck in a snowstorm in the Kiev airport and then missed a connecting flight to Munich, and I spoke to him about a half an hour ago, and he was just boarding a plane then. So Uri will be back on the show, but to your point and your question, the most definitive thing that an estate has to do is to ensure they do the correct thing, fiduciarily speaking, for the estate. So I hate to say this, and I might get some criticism for this, but the death of Michael Jackson might have been the best career move he's had in recent history, because it's renewed so much interest in the man. He's going to be the most profitable deceased artist of all time, and he will probably beat, in combination, all the others behind, the 10 others behind him, including John Lennon and Elvis Presley. Being a huge Elvis fan, I know first well on how much the Presley estate has released Elvis recordings in the studio from outtakes and conversations while it's running. So I'm sure the amount that Michael Jackson has sitting in the studio or in some archive somewhere is going to be just this plethora of money coming down the pike. People cannot get enough of Michael Jackson right now.
Which is so interesting. What do you guys think about this? Because I feel like, pretty recently, before his death, he was so taboo. Whatever news came out about him seemed to always be negative and how crazy he was, and it drove listeners away, I think. Does it seem like now that he has died, it is once again okay to like Michael Jackson out in public?
It's kind of eerie because the lyrics to his new single, Breaking News, kind of talk about it in a weird way. They say, he says, everybody wants a piece of Michael Jackson. Just when you thought he was done, he comes to give it again. And this coming to him from, beyond the grave.
Right.
Wow. Who sings that with him?
Breaking News is just, that's just Michael track. Akon is on the Hold My Hand.
Hold My Hand. Can we play a little bit of Hold My Hand, please? So that was a little bit of Hold My Hand that is going to be released. It's the new single featuring Akon on the Michael album entitled Michael Due Out December 14th on Sony Records. So, Jack, what is the controversy about this piece?
This particular song, single? I mean, you hear quite a bit of Akon. You don't hear too much of Michael Jackson.
It's like almost like he's just sampled.
It's like they're just sort of sampling Michael Jackson's voice. So there is also some sources have said that they don't think it's Michael Jackson at all on some of the tracks on the new record.
Interesting.
And
do you think it's Tito?
I don't think so. What
No, oddly, I think they think it's LaToya.
What else is on the album?
Well, actually, I've only got a chance to hear those two tracks.
Okay.
I've mostly been immersed in this DVD. Which, if I could just real quick, I just want to talk about the themes of Michael Jackson's videos. There's a common theme in a lot of his videos, and it kind of goes back to Breaking News, and that's Michael Jackson against the world. He's always has to defeat the world with his dancing. Billie Jean, he lights up the sidewalk. Beat It, he breaks up a gang fight. In Bad, he breaks up another gang fight. Thriller, he controls the demons of the underworld. There's a video called Speed Demon where he's being chased by rabid fans. Then there's it goes on and on. Rock My World, he defeats the mafia. And he does it all with his music and with his dancing.
It sounds like it would make the perfect video game. In fact, did they have a video game in the 80s?
Of Michael Jackson?
In the 80s or 90s, there was a Michael Jackson video game where all of a sudden you would do a dance break and all of the bad guys around you would instantly die. Am I the only one who played that?
No, I didn't.
I remember it.
Wow.
What I find very interesting regarding the legacy of Michael Jackson is this new cover for the Michael album. You don't see the Michael Jackson the body of the Michael Jackson, per se, the face and the skin pigment of Michael Jackson who was buried. You see the older Michael Jackson where before plastic surgery. I found that really interesting, is that's what we're kind of going to remember him as. All of the...
It's kind of the young Elvis, old Elvis debate.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. That's what Michael Jackson's legacy is. Instead of old Elvis, young Elvis is black Michael, white Michael.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I always thought Michael Jackson was so talented. I thought that his music, his dancing, everything was so great that I've always wanted to be able to get behind Michael, and he just made it so hard. He made it really hard to be a fan sometimes, especially towards the end when he would hang babies off of balconies, and it was tough. But I kind of had to become a closeted fan. But
yeah, but he is definitely an extraordinary musician who's made so many inroads for so many musicians today.
And we just love talking about him.
Yeah. Obviously.
One of the most interesting things that I learned in my friendship with Uri Geller was that Michael Jackson was Uri Geller's best man when Uri renewed his wedding vows with his lovely bride, Hannah. and it was what made the event on Uri's estate outside of London. Michael, I guess in typical superstar fashion, showed up about 2 hours late.
Oh.
They had already gotten to the meal, and Michael showed up in the middle, and then it just gelled so well together.
Good friendship. Very good friendship. So we're going to turn to a review of Elf by Philip Seidman, our theater reviewer.